Yeah, when authorities arrived at that North Hollywood apartment, 27-year-old Daniel Drayton may have been moments away from committing his 8th murder.
Welcome to another episode of J Inclusive. Please share, like, comment, subscribe, and set your notifications on so you are alerted every time I upload. In the comments section of my last Grindr Crimes video, judging from their username, a person who claims to be a Christian left this comment. Homosexuality leads to issues like criminality or being taken advantage of. It is a dangerous lifestyle. You also have to be mindful of diseases. So before shadow banning them, I responded, "Are you cool coming to an LGBT channel and typing crazy? If you do not support lesbians, gays, bisexuals, or trans people, this is not the place for you. As if straight women and men don't catch diseases or commit crimes. As if majority of serial killers aren't straight men, assaulting women and murdering them. I make LGBT compilations because that's my audience. But there are plenty of heterosexual people out there doing the same things. And to prove that point, I'm going to start a new series, Dating App Nightmares, specifically for my heterosexuals."
Yeah, when authorities arrived at that North Hollywood apartment, 27-year-old Daniel Drayton may have been moments away from committing his 8th murder. As authorities got there in time, police still say the victim in North Hollywood was and tortured, and tonight we have exclusive video of the moment he was taken into custody. It's an arrest cops from coast to coast were looking to pull off. Suspected serial killer Daniel Drayton taken into custody this week in North Hollywood. The arrest captured in this video obtained exclusively by Eyewitness News.
He just had a blank stare on his face.
It was shot by a man we're calling George, who didn't want his face shown on camera out of fear for his safety. He lives just feet from where police found a woman Drayton had tied up inside her apartment and, according to police, raped and then tried to kill.
When I got there, this is when I took the video. I was like, wow, crazy.
George says he had seen Drayton days earlier on the victim's balcony smoking cigarettes with a woman, not a care in the world.
I saw him with the girl outside of their balcony just talking like casually. He looked like a normal guy.
It turns out he is anything but. Police in New York were searching for Drayton for the July 17th strangling murder of 29-year-old nurse Samantha Stewart. The two met on the dating app Tinder.
I am mourning, heartbroken, in pieces.
Samantha's father outraged that police already had Drayton in custody earlier this month for choking his girlfriend, but he was released without bond. 12 days later, Drayton killed his daughter.
How could they release a monster? A monster like that to be roaming the streets, so dangerous.
The arrest making headlines in New York. On the cover of tomorrow's New York Daily News reads, "California cops nab psycho tied to murder spree." The paper reporting that cops in New York found Drayton's car at JFK Airport and were able to track him to LA, likely saving this North Hollywood woman's life. But Drayton has reportedly admitted to 6 more murders in New York, Connecticut, and California. Police now checking to see if they really happened.
It's just very scary.
Tonight, residents in the North Hollywood apartment complex where Drayton was arrested are left shaken, knowing they were so close to a possible serial killer.
My mom lives here with her husband. She's always out walking the dog, and she says, well, he wasn't interested in me, but I'm like, he could have attacked you. I mean, he's a nut, and it's very scary. I worry about my mom.
Now, again, police in New York say there might be some holes in his story, that he's killed other people. They're taking nothing for granted. He was wanted for another in which he met a woman on a dating app. He was scheduled to be arraigned today in court, but he failed to show up, wouldn't leave his cell. If it happens again on Monday, an order has been issued for authorities to go in and forcibly remove him from his cell and make sure he shows up in court. For now, he's being held on $1.25 million bail.
Now to that frightening story from a woman who says she dated a self-proclaimed serial killer. The man accused of using dating sites to prey on and attack women. Now one is coming forward saying she narrowly avoided the same fate. Ariel Reshef is here with that story. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you, Robin. Zanea Barney says she thought she had met her dream guy on a dating app until their relationship took a very dark and violent turn. Now she's speaking out to warn others, saying her story could happen to anyone looking for love online. As authorities look into that man's claims, he's killed several women.
I relive it every day,
It was the romance sparked on a dating app Zanea Barney says turned into a horrifying near-death experience. The 26-year-old mom speaking out to ABC News about her tumultuous relationship with 27-year-old Daniel Drayton, the man now suspected of killing a woman and sexually assaulting at least 2 others, all of whom he allegedly met online.
I felt guilty in the beginning because I kept feeling like, how can I not see the signs?
Barney says the relationship started out promising.
You said he almost seemed like the dream guy.
We talked about everything. He started to become my best friend in so little time.
But months later, a red flag as she intercepted a phone call from another woman.
And I said, no, you should have been honest with me. I shouldn't have to find out like this.
She broke it off. She claims Drayton persisted, sleeping outside her home, buying her gifts, begging for her forgiveness. Until last month, when he told her he was heading to California. She agreed to meet him, and he asked her to drive to a nearby park.
He was like, so you really don't see us getting back together? I was like, no. And that's when he just looked at me in the car and then jumped across, had both of his knees on top of my knees while my seatbelt was still on, and my car was, he had somehow pushed my gear into park. And I'm sitting here, he got took 2 of his hands, stuck his whole thumb in my throat, and that's why I still have the mark to this day. He kept his thumb there and was like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you.
At some point, did you think this is it?
When he was choking me, I can't even describe the feeling. That's when I kept feeling like this is it.
3 workmen in the park noticing Barney was in distress.
The guys that came to the scene, they called police. If those 3 men didn't appear, I wouldn't be here.
Drayton was eventually arrested for attempted strangulation and slashing Barney's tires, but a judge later granted his release. Weeks later, Drayton, a fugitive, wanted by the NYPD for the murder of 29-year-old nurse Samantha Stewart and the rape of a 23-year-old woman. A fugitive task force and Los Angeles police eventually arresting him last week in a North Hollywood hotel, where they say he had raped and attempted to kill a woman he was holding hostage. He pleaded not guilty to those charges. After his arrest, Drayton claimed he had committed as many as 7 murders, though authorities have not been able to verify the crimes ever occurred.
Has this changed your outlook on those online dating apps?
Completely. I deleted every single one, and it's just so scary because you just never know who somebody is at all.
And ABC News has learned Drayton was convicted in the past of 5 felonies in Connecticut, including harassment and strangulation. Now a lot of people are wondering why a judge allowed his release after that assault on Nevaeh Barney. Well, the Nassau County Court tells ABC News there was no way the judge could have known, and the judge didn't know there was an out-of-state criminal history. Authorities say that once he's extradited here to New York, he will face murder charges, guys.
Gosh.
Authorities have only definitively linked Drayton to 1 murder. The other women he confessed to killing have not been identified or corroborated with evidence. As of 2025, he is still behind bars, awaiting trial.
Now, with the terrifying drama unfolding near Boston, Massachusetts, a woman looking to find love instead facing down a knife. ABC's Ariel Reshef has the story.
Tonight, shocking new details in a Massachusetts Tinder date turned terrifying. Family of 24-year-old veterinary assistant Megan Tapley telling ABC News she met 25-year-old prolific YouTube bodybuilder Eric Stelzer on the dating app.
What's up, guys? Eric Stelzer here.
The two ending up in Stelzer's home, where he allegedly began stabbing Tapley in the face with a knife. Her mother saying she tried desperately to escape through a door and a window. Neighbors hearing screams, calling 911. Officers forcing their way inside the bedroom, where Stelzer reportedly claimed he was God and Tapley the devil. Police using stun guns on Stelzer 4 times to try to subdue him. The 6'7" bodybuilder unresponsive soon after. He died at the hospital. His father now demanding answers.
He's my son. I want to find out what happened.
Tapley seriously injured, possibly losing an eye. The police chief commending officers for saving her life.
He's my son. I want to find out what happened.
A father in shock, desperate for answers after learning 25-year-old Eric Stelzer died while in police custody. Sources say Thursday night neighbors heard screaming and called police. Officers forced their way in, finding Stelzer stabbing a 24-year-old woman in his bedroom, shouting he was God and she was the devil. The pair had met on Tinder just last Thursday. The woman was rushed to the hospital with severe cuts and stabs. Police tasered him when sources say he lunged at the officers.
I don't think he came at them with a knife. I really don't. As any father would think that. He has no record.
He died on the way to the hospital. The medical examiner will check if he had anything in his system. 6'7" Stelzer was active on YouTube. Sources say he has a history of mental health issues. Other relatives tried to get him treatment.
He had problems like anybody else, but he wasn't like, should have been committed and all that stuff.
The police chief says, "I'm extremely proud of the job my officers did. They acted heroically and absolutely saved a life. While it's sad there's a loss of life, they did great work."
What do you say? I'm sorry. I never wished it happened. I never wished my son to be dead. But he's gone now, and I have to live with that.
And the woman is expected to survive. The DEA is investigating the death, and 3 officers are on paid leave, as is standard in a case like this.
Now at 6, deadly date. Investigators releasing new details about the dating app they say 4 people used to end a Polk County man's life. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jameson Euler.
And I'm Wendy Ryan. Thanks for joining us. This 5-year-old little girl will never share another smiling moment with her dad. Auburndale police just charging 4 people, including an 18-year-old girl, for Adam Hillary's murder.
Tonight, ABC Action News reporter Clifton French is live to explain his quest to find love that ended his life. Clifton?
Yeah, this 18-year-old girl met Adam Hillary on the dating app and website Plenty of Fish. Now, they spent some time at his home here, and that's where police say she was able to case the place. Like any date, it ends. But after that, she came back here with these 3 men.
I miss my daddy because he's with Jesus.
That's one thing I can't say. You know, my brother, he's a hero to many people, and especially to that little girl.
This is Adam Hillary. He's a father, a huge FSU fan, a boxer, and he's already missed.
It seems like a random act, but to me, it seems like it was something planned out.
Tonight, new information about what happened early Friday morning inside of his apartment. Documents describing a well-thought-out plot to rob Adam Hillary. It started when he met 18-year-old Haley Bustos on the dating app Plenty of Fish. They went bowling and spent some time at his apartment, where she was able to see all of his belongings.
It seemed like that's what she was intending to do.
Police believe she was casing his home. Hillary then dropped her off at this apartment and drove home. It was here where police say she, Joshua Ellington, Gary Gray, and Andre Warner planned their robbery. Going back to Adam's home, they banged on the back door, forced their way inside, and had Adam get on his knees in the kitchen, where Ward shot him once in the head. After stealing electronics, police reports say Gray and Warner laughed about Hillary begging for his life. Tonight, police say they won't be surprised if Bustos and these other men have committed robberies like this in the past.
We have to go through it. We're going to be strong, but no one else has to go through this. And maybe because of this happening, that if there are any other victims, that maybe that could be closure for them as well.
Now, all 4 folks that have been charged with Hillary's murder have been arrested in the past, everything ranging from burglary to grand theft, also other robberies. Now, tonight, police believe this 18-year-old girl could be connected to another Polk County burglary. I'm reporting live in Auburndale. Clifton French, ABC Action News.
A dating app match that investigators say took a dangerous turn.
The Precinct 1 Constable's office says a man stabbed a woman he met on an app just minutes after they met in person for the first time. Jeandre Clark is in jail now and made his first court appearance this morning.
ABC 13's Mai Shea went to his apartment and knocked on the door. In just moments, you'll find out who spoke to her from the other side of that door.
But first, Maya is live at the Harris County Jail with what investigators are saying about the stabbing accusations. Maya?
The Harris County Precinct 1 Constable's office tell me this incident happened yesterday. They say the woman, just 24 years old, went to the apartment complex where the suspect lived, and today she is in the hospital recovering, and he is in jail facing felony charges. Court records show Jandre Clark is currently on parole after pleading guilty to assaulting a pregnant person and setting a couch on fire 4 years ago. Now he is accused of stabbing a woman after meeting her on a dating app.
All right, Mr. Clark, you're here accused of the second-degree felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Probable cause exists in your case and is pending in the 230th District Court with Judge Chris Morton.
Court records say on Wednesday, the 24-year-old victim came here to this Northwest Houston apartment complex where Clark lives. Investigators say a few minutes after meeting, Clark asked to have sex with the woman, and when she said no, he allegedly stabbed her in the stomach and ran back to his apartment unit. Today, we knocked on that door. We came to find out what happened the other day. I believe he's charged with attacking someone he was supposed to go on a date with. A woman identifying herself as Clark's mom said through the doorbell camera that she didn't know anything about the latest stabbing charge, but says her son does have a history of mental illness, and she is trying to get the latest information.
My son suffers from mental disability and stuff like that, so I'm just trying to find out what was going on or anything or whatever was going on so I can see about getting some help.
And Clark remains in the Harris County Jail tonight. Precinct 1 investigators tell me they have not been able to conduct a full interview with the woman on exactly what happened because she is still recovering from her injuries. So this investigation clearly ongoing. We're live downtown. Maya Shea, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
An accused serial rapist is behind bars in St. Louis County, and investigators believe there are even more victims. Our Justina Coronel has been following the story since the charges were announced against the 28-year-old Baldwin man. She joins us from the newsroom. Justina.
Well, Mike, just a few hours ago, St. Louis police and prosecutors called these crimes horrific, causing pain and trauma. They say 28-year-old Yahya Mali brought women to his apartment.
On Wednesday, February the 12th, the St. Louis County Prosecuting Attorney's Office issued charges of rape, sodomy, and kidnapping on a man who has been preying on women for quite some time. And today, we stand with unwavering support of them.
Standing by multiple victims after police say 28-year-old Yahya Mali raped and kidnapped at least 5 women. His tactic, using dating apps. These are photos on his dating profile with the fake name John. We also found a St. Louis Facebook group called Are We Dating the Same Guy? With one post from 2023 and hundreds of comments talking about his behavior.
I think that he was using any tactic he could to gain the trust of his victims.
Court documents reveal Mali each woman in his Baldwin apartment.
I can tell you our investigative lead started a couple months ago.
Cases stem from 2023 and the most recent one, February 2nd. That victim said she was trapped in his room for more than 7 hours.
So the victims who have come forward, we applaud their courage. And we're here for anyone else who's been a victim of this man.
To build their case, police are also working with the chiropractic school, Logan University.
We are aware of the fact that he was enrolled as a student at Logan University, and yes, we are working with Logan University to continue the investigation.
St. Louis County Prosecuting Attorney Melissa Price-Smith hopes others will speak up after the courage already shown.
Victims of these type of crimes are very hesitant to come forward. And my message today is, I want those of you out there who are victims of Mr. Mali to know that we see you and that your voice matters and you are not alone.
Mali was back in court today and will have a bond hearing next Thursday. We're told he's insisting he will represent himself. Now he remains behind bars on a $500,000 cash bond.
Our Justina Coronel sat down with 4 anonymous students who say they've complained to their school about Mali for years.
Hearing the news that broke 48 hours ago, first reactions.
I can't imagine what those poor girls went through.
The idea that this guy was anywhere near my friends, I've never been so angry in my life.
But then hearing what he allegedly did, where did your mind go?
I was shocked, but also I was very angry. Just because of the fact that he was sitting like a couple of seats away from us. And we would have never known.
I know of girls that within the first 3 months were complaining about him. And I can speak for myself, like he had no problem following you and making sure that he knew that you were being followed around campus. When we would say something like he's not keeping it professional, nothing was done. I looked at the person I was talking to when I made my report and I said, would you allow your mother or your daughter to see this man in clinic, and I was told no. But creepy wasn't enough to do anything. I can't help but wonder, for the sake of the victims that he did serious life trauma damage to, if the school would have listened to us and intervened back a year ago, maybe even 8 months ago, would it have escalated and gotten as bad as it had gotten. And I truly feel like the only reason why he came here to become a doctor of chiropractic is that way he could get a bigger victim pool.
There has to be something done. Just arresting him doesn't cure the fact that he was almost gonna be treating patients. To the people from Logan that I know will be watching this, please take this as a warning. Please change your policies. Please dive into the people who are soliciting to enter your program. We don't want this to happen again.
We can't fight for ourselves anymore. We're fighting for the girls and women that come in after us and the younger tries. And a year from now and 2 years from now, that's who we're protecting at this point, because they didn't protect us. So now it's our job to protect the future.
Logan University turned down our request for an interview, but they did tell us Mally was a student from 2023 to 2025, and they shared the following statement. They say federal privacy rules limit our ability to share specific information about current and former students, including any reports or complaints about students. The university went on to say it takes all reports seriously, thoroughly reviews such reports, and responds to those reports in a manner consistent with university policy and applicable law. As an institution of higher education, the university's response prioritizes its commitment to providing a safe learning environment for all students.